happy Sunday, happy Father's Day. Um, Hopefully, you guys are doing something pretty awesome and pretty cool, um, for sure. So I don't expect a lot of people's attention today. However, I still wanted to kind of get in this quick live. It's not going to be too long. Probably I'm going to go for about 30 minutes. It just depends. But as you're coming in on whatever platform, feel free to say hi. Good morning, Steve. Happy Father's Day to you, bro. Yeah, I hope that your day is going very well, and you guys got lots going on. Shout out to the dads out there that are fathers, that pick up their responsibilities, do what they need to do, and don't ask for anything. You know, they just do what they're supposed to be doing. So, I'm gonna give a shout out to all the dads out there. Um, yeah, so I'll probably be live for like 30 minutes, just a quick live. Nothing ginormous. Nothing ginormous. But I did want to kind of go more thoughts on the Pixel 8a, and I have it here. It is a great phone. It is a great phone, and I think what really inspired me to kind of talk about it. You know, a lot of coverage, a lot of reviews, a lot of opinions. And I'm like, opinions are great. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. Thanks, Brian Lau, for that. Really appreciate it. I appreciate that. Because I appreciate that, Steve. Like the reviews are for everyone. I don't know if people share notes. It's like I'm going to say this on the live. I'm going to say this on a video review. This is what I'm going to say here. You guys say the same things too, because it's like they really say the same things. Their focus is really on the same things. And one person had a little bit of a different thought, because one of the big discussions with the Pixel 8a is its existence. People still question, why does it even exist? They did the same thing last year with the Pixel 7a. They're like, the 7a, why does it exist? Why do we have the 7a when you have the Pixel 7? That's been the question, and this year that trend is still following. Like, why is there a Pixel 8a when there's a Pixel 8? And it's going to continue to go on that way. Then I get it too, right? Like, people are talking about the prices are very close to each other, so there's not something that's like drastically different as far as like internal components and things like that. And I would argue the point, yeah, I guess, for me, for anyone that wants to know, for me, the Pixel 8a, I think is amazing. It really is. It's fantastic. I posted that on social media. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic phone. I think one of the best things about it, for me, is that I don't have to worry about the back of the phone getting damaged or anything like that. That's one of the things that, I kind of worry about when it comes to glass phones, is cracking that back. I have the iPhone 12, the back is glass, and I always get worried that this is going to get cracked, even if I have a case on it, if it drops downward. Like, the front of the display, I'm not too worried about, because you can go and get that replaced. I mean, I know you can get the back replaced, but it's a bit more work. I've seen countless videos on YouTube of like how they do back glass replacements and stuff like that, and it's like, wow, you gotta go through all that just to replace the back housing of a phone. So for me, like, having something that's plastic, polycarbonate, or even aluminum, right? Like the Pixel 5a was a plastic, metal. But even having something like that, to me, and I know that's personal preference. That doesn't speak for the entire tech community. I get that. But I think at the same time, too, like the tech community's got to understand why I'm going to see this and approach this from a very different set of eyes. Yes, the Pixel 8a would be very similar to, the Pixel 8, right? I mean, I'll call out the differences between this and getting a Pixel 8. But this has a plastic body. This has a 64 megapixel Sony sensor instead of a 50 megapixel Samsung sensor for the cameras, right? Slightly smaller than the Pixel 8. So this really hits, Pixel 5 territory. Slower wireless charging. And the dust and water resistance is a smidge smaller at IP67, right? Which is 1 meter versus IP68, which I think is like 3.5 meters that it can go in water. I would advise anyone that like don't go scuba diving with your phone. Don't use it as an underwater camera. Like that's just awkward. It's awkward and um, yeah, I'm getting like all kinds of notifications. So please forgive me at this time. But I will tell anyone at the end of the day, the biggest complaints that I've seen, about the Pixel 8a has been, I guess you could say, the bezels. Like, first of all, my phone's on dark mode, so I really don't see the bezels. Secondly, bezels really don't bother me at all whatsoever. Um, I look beyond that. I look past that. I don't know. It's not something where I'm going to look at it and say like, oh my gosh, I can't use this thing. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see the bezel now. Or maybe just find something that will really emphasize it. Something that will, let's go to LinkedIn. There. Now you guys can see the bezels. If it's really something that, will bother you. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. It has bezels. Okay, so it has bezels. I'm still looking at the screen for what it is, Currently right now, I have a charger. Pixel 7a has bezels too. I have a charger, just had it charged up. Moved my SIM card from my Pixel 7a to the 6a. So 6a is charging right now, and even this has bezels. 6a. So bezels really don't bother me. I never understood why it would bother so many people. The matte plastic back feels pretty good. Feels better than the glossy. Yeah, that is something that is true. You actually pointed that out. So like the 7a and the 6a has this very glossy back to it, and like all these notifications are coming in now. Sorry about that. But this feels a little better. I will tell you though, it will still feel slightly slippery. Depends on you though. So like if your hands get dry and ashy, this will slip out of your hand. It is that slick, but on average, I mean, it's fine, comfortable to use, comfortable to hold. Yeah, I think it does fairly well. Any improvements on the Pixel 8a from the 7a and 6a? Yes, I would say the biometric fingerprint sensor is a lot faster at reading my fingerprint. It's not a drastic speed, change, but there is a difference. And the face unlock seems to be a little better, so that's always a plus. To be realistic with everybody, like I do have it where like my Pixel Watch, when I'm using my Pixel Watch and it's next to the Pixel 8a, it will unlock just because the watch connection to it is there. The further the connection is between both devices, and the chances of the screen awakening is not. You're not going to unlock it if I'm like away from the phone. But yeah, the biometrics is pretty good, and I love how it kind of slightly tells you certain things, right? Like I said in my video last night that I released of my first 24 hours impressions with the Pixel 8a, I said that when I had sunglasses on, because yesterday it was hot, we went to the pool, we went to go swim. I have my sunglasses on and the face unlock works. It did give me a little note on the top that I am wearing darker lens glasses, so it was still able to recognize me with sunglasses on and unlock. And the reason why that I point that out is because, again, like even though this is a newer device, just released like a month ago, the face unlock on this is not the same that you find on the Pixel 4 and 4 XL. Like there will be no other Pixel device that has that same face recognition unlock, unless Google decides to put it back in, which I think they should, but that's just me. I think that they should put back in that face unlock. That was a really good one. I wouldn't mind having, an additional sensor on the top, for the solely radar chip to basically, do the 3D mapping, because that's still more secured than, two-dimensional face unlock with the Pixel A, which I don't think it really relies on like specifically two-dimensional face unlock. I just think that it's not as polished as the Pixel 4 XL would be. It does, Brian. The back of it, the way that it feels, it does feel like a frosted Pixel 3 or 3 XL. So for anyone that's had the Pixel 3 knows what we're talking about the back of it feeling that way. It was like Tech for Your Needs, what's up? The back of the Pixel 8a does in fact feel like the Pixel 3 and 3 XL's frosted back. Kind of like what they did with the 3a, right? They tried to emulate that same feel from the Pixel 3 to the Pixel 3a, even though the 3a was all polycarbonate. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Big shout out to all the dads. And big shout out to all the single mothers, because there are some moms that have to do the mom and dad role. And so we appreciate that too. But yeah, it does feel that way. Now, I did say in my video yesterday, and I want to elaborate further on this, do a size comparison to the 5. Oh, okay. Hang on. Where is my 5? That's the card that my kids made for me. Pretty cool, so I keep it on my desk now. Where are you, 5? Oh, there it is. Right in front of me. It's inside its fabric case. I'll take it out the case and then I'll show you a size comparison between it. So if that gives you a pretty good visual. It's just a little bit taller, but they're about the same width, almost. Slightly wider, very slightly wider. If you want to know the thickness, I don't know if that helps. If that helps, cool. But yeah, that's size comparison to the Pixel 5. It's not far off of it. Comparing it to the iPhone 12. So there we go. Still, again, slightly taller on the taller to the iPhone 12, and I want to say it's about the same width as the iPhone 12. Thickness, for those that want to know, thickness right there. Yeah, that is the Pixel 8a compared to the iPhone 12 and Pixel 5. So that gives you an idea. Yeah, the Pixel 5 is so compact. This is why I said that the Pixel 8a is going to be very comfortable for me to use, because it is right in that realm of the Pixel 5. And as a matter of fact, one of these days I'm actually going to compare the Pixel 5 to the Pixel 8a, and photo comparisons, video comparisons, performance comparisons. So I may have to downgrade this from Evolution X Android 14 ROM back to stock Android 14, because this still runs the custom ROM that I flashed on it. So, but then I'm gonna be like all sick if I have to put this back on stock, just because all my customizations that I did over time on the Pixel 5, and then I'll have to just completely wipe it. I might try to just put like the stock ROM on boot slot A. I think slot B has the custom ROM on it. Could be wrong. I gotta look into it. I'll tear into it later. I'll connect it to Android Studio, so I'll look through it and make sure. If it's whatever one's free, I'll probably just have the stock Android 14 on that empty space, and then because you can dual boot, and I'll just boot it into stock Android 14 when I need to. Or maybe I'll just keep it on the custom ROM because it's based off Android 14. Customizations is not things I'm going to be comparing between both phones. It's just basically performance and things like that. I don't have a custom kernel on the Pixel 5, so it still has its kernel. So I think I should be able to just compare it that way. Yes, I'm going to be comparing it to the 7A and to the 6A. As a matter of fact, today I'm taking it out with the 6A. So I'm bringing both those devices with me. Probably do like a camera shootout. And that's one of the things. Like, I know people like taking photos and stuff like that. So I like making these little small videos, comparing photos and video samples from both devices, so people have an idea generally of like how their videos will come out. And I shoot it not as a photographer. I don't go taking my tripod with me and doing all these things. I just literally point and shoot, literally point, record, is to kind of give people like a real world usage scenario type. What cases do you have for the Pixel 8a? I don't have any cases right now. I didn't even know I was gonna get it. So what happened was my kids they put together well, I got the bag right here, but they got me this. Inside here was the phone at the very bottom. I didn't know. I had taken all of my favorites because they made a bag with my favorite snacks, right? Got some hot fries, got some Oreos, and they're actually Star Wars Oreos. Okay, guys. You guys probably seen these at stores, which is funny. Yeah, it's Star Wars Oreos. And these are the dark side ones, so the filling is going to be red. They bought 2 packs of those. The other one was light side, so it had blue. The icing in the Oreo was blue rather than red. But yeah, they had the phone inside there. I had no idea I was getting it. So I didn't get to, order a case or anything like that the day that I got it. So a case and screen protector is on the way. I'm gonna wait a little bit until I find somebody that's selling a Google case for it, because I have a Google case for my Pixel 6a, and then I have additional cases for it. So this is the case for the Google Pixel 6a, and then I just recently got the one for the 7a, which it's supposed to be blue to a degree. It is, but when it's in like direct light, it looks white. So got the coral. This case is so weird. It feels sticky, like the material. So it's got good grip. I'll give it that. One thing I hate about it is I put it on the desk, and anything that's on the desk, if I have like a little bit of dust or whatever, it will pick it up, and I gotta wipe it all the time. So that's something that pisses me off about that case. However, shout out to Grant Likes Tech. If you guys know who he is, you guys follow him. Jose, thanks, appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Like I said, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. So everyone who is a father, that means you. But anyway, shout out to Grant Likes Tech, because I posted a tweet. Talking about that I couldn't find the exclusive case for the Pixel 7a Coral, and Grant had one, and he's like, I'll just send it to you. So big shout out to Grant. Thank you so much for that. I'm waiting for that case to come in, and then yeah. How does the phone compare to the 7a? When the video drops, you'll be able to check that out. Yeah. I will say this though, and I waited till today to say it, because I was just like, okay, first 24 hours, maybe I'm just, getting all the new phone experience, right? It's like when you buy a new car. Yeah, Grant S is the man. Yep, and he's from my neck of the woods. He's from Hawaii, so it's always great to have another face from back home to just talk story with on tech. But anyways, yeah, I waited a little bit before I started to make this statement, and this statement is that the Pixel 8a feels a little different than the 7a and the 6a. Not really pertaining to Android as a whole, but I'm gonna go out on a whim and say that the Gemini that's on it makes it feel a little different. I don't know what it is, but like searches just seem to be more enriched. And yes, I did went and turn that on. I did go into developer options and turned on the on-device AI. So, but even then, let's take it to Android and just like how fluid it is on the Pixel 8a. It's very fluid. a different type of fluidity, honestly. Like the 7A and the 6A is pretty fluid. Obviously, they're using the same chip as, their bigger counterparts, right? So the 6A's got the G1, which the Pixel 6 has, and the 7A's got the G2, which the 7 has. So obviously, the 8A has the Tensor G3, which the Pixel 8 has. And I was thinking like a very similar experience like I get, right? Because like from the 6A to the 7A, there's not a drastic difference as far as like fluidity and the user interface performance. But in this case, I feel it. And no, I don't have the smooth display on. I don't have 120 hertz. I don't give a shit about that. I don't care. I really don't care about how fast my screen scrolls or whatnot. Like, it's nice. I'm not gonna knock it down and say that it's full shit or anything like that. It's nice when you have it turned on and you actually get to see the motions in effect and see it. It's really nice, but it's not something that I must have. See, there's a difference. There's things that you can have because it's a feature that's fun and cool and does make the experience a little better, and that's what it is. But a must-have thing is like having a working capacitive touch display. Let's take that for example, right? You can have all the icons on the screen that you want, and it can move at as fast as the refresh rate will allow it to. But if your finger can't interact with it, then you can't do shit with it, right? So that's a must-have. Capacitive touch display, must-have. Decent camera sensors, must-have. Relatively good battery, must-have. Those are must-have things that I will judge a phone on whether it's good or not good. Refresh rate, I don't give a shit about. Refresh rates don't make or break a phone. I have an iPhone 12. This doesn't have a high refresh rate, right? That they didn't start putting that into like what the iPhone 14 is what got the ProMotion display or whatever. This has 60 hertz, and yet even going through it is pretty smooth on iOS. So I'll give it that. You don't need 120 hertz to have, the full experience. You can have it for it being aesthetically pleasing on your eyes, because it is. It really is. So for it being at 60 hertz refresh and me going through it, and I actually didn't just set it up from scratch. I actually backed it up from everything that I have on my Pixel 7a. So the moment that I was setting up the phone yesterday, I just took the backup from this and just applied it there, which was crazy because I didn't even opt my 7a to be on the Android 15 beta, and yet it is. So that's kind of interesting. But nonetheless, I mean, all the apps downloaded. Majority of the info is there. So yeah, after it was fully set up, I used it all day yesterday, and I used it lightly yesterday. So today is going to be a very big difference for the next video coverage I have on the Pixel 8a. I'll be able to tell you guys a little bit more info on the battery life. Today, I'm going to be using it quite a bit. Yesterday, I did it just for really on social media, a little bit here and there, but not too much. As you guys saw, I wasn't really active yesterday online at all on any platform. Because yesterday, me and my family, we did a lot. We went out to go to the pool and have a day of fun splashing in the water because we're at heat advisory. Yesterday was like 115 degrees. Today it's going to be a little bit cooler, about 113 is the high expected. Still, that's going to be hot, but we're going somewhere again today, so I'm not worried about it. And probably Tuesday or Wednesday, the maintenance will come out to try and fix the AC. Hopefully they can get it blowing colder air so that way we can survive this summer. I mean, I want to... So I would disagree with you there on one point, Brian. Like, it does make it smooth. Yes, 120 hertz makes it smooth. I never denied that. I never will deny that. I never will deny that it looks good. It's just something that I don't have to have. As far as it making it premium feeling, that's also subjective. Some people won't base, the premium tag on a refresh rate and how smooth it moves. Some just completely go for the body, and if the body's made of glass and feels like it's a $2,000 phone, that's all that they care about. Some people will say it's the processor chip that makes it feel premium. There's all kinds of determining factors that's subjective. To me, a smoother display doesn't mean premium to me. doesn't. You know, I guess the overall is going to be the user interface, like how responsive the user interface is. How many hiccups does it have versus not having any? And right now, and I know that it's because it's a brand new device, opened out of the box and powered on. It's only 2 days into being used, and so a lot of things is going to be smooth. Which is why that we have these, you know, after 2 weeks, after a month, after 3 months, after 6 months, after a year review videos to tell you guys how they're doing then. Because it is really, like, the performance is really good. I think the biggest thing too that makes me happy about the Pixel 8a is the 7 years of support. Because really, if like, you know, I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this. I mean, I've been doing this for so many years. I don't know exactly how long I'll continue to just only do like tech live streams, you know, like if the other things that I do, like, you know, the podcast with my sister, if I find more joy doing that and that takes off, or, you know, if I do my gaming channel and that seems to, you know, be content for me to just like talk and game at the same time, or even, you know, my wife and myself, like our weight loss journey channel, which, you know, we've been neglecting, but we'll eventually get back on the ball. That even if that is like something that, you know, I find pure joy in doing, then, you know, that can easily end up taking the place of me doing this. I've been doing this since 2011. I think I've put a lot of time into this over the years, and I think I've earned my spot in the tech space. Even though I'm not, you know, like a well-known tech reviewer on YouTube, I still earned my spot on here for the years that I've put in and for the years that I've brought content and hopefully brought a different perspective and aesthetic to the tech community, you know. So I don't know how long I'll do this. So if I decide not to do it anymore, then the Pixel 8a would be my phone for the next 7 years. And I take great solace in knowing that it will be supported for the next 7 years. To an extent, right? We'll never know if Google changes down the road and the 8 series gets abandoned. We don't know. But as far as we know, their intentions is to support it for 7 years. The same way, see, you guys see what I'm doing right there? Because when Samsung said they were going to do 5 years support with 4 major updates, and everyone was like, oh, well, we'll see if Samsung honors that commitment, you know, because it hasn't gone through 4 OS update supports. I'm doing the same thing with the Pixel 8a. 7 years, it's told that it would get supported. And so I'm going off the fact that we're told for 7 years it'll be supported. We're not 7 years into the future, so I can't come back and tell you guys I don't have the DeLorean. If I had the freaking DeLorean, oh my God, so much things would change in this world, because I would so totally destroy the fabric timeline, making all these changes. But I would definitely come back and tell you guys if 7 years into the future it got the final Android update, or if it didn't. So, but yeah, today's plans is for me, where I'm going, there's a lot of nice views and stuff like that, so I can definitely take some photos and everything. So be on the lookout for those videos. Just letting you guys know, I will be going live. I will post a video that's going to have photo comparisons between the 8A and the 6A today. Why am I not starting with the 7A? Well, it's because the 7A and the 8A have pretty much the same sensor. So now when I do that comparison to compare the photos and videos between the 7A and the 8A, that's just literally to tell you guys like how much Google has optimized the photos, the capabilities of taking photos with the camera sensors, right? Because even though they have the same camera sensors, they can still yield two different results of the same subject shot with the same lighting and everything. And that's just because, I guess you could say, like, it's like a form of calibration. This is something that, you know, this is why Google's photography has been very good on the Google Pixels for the longest time. When they were using the same camera sensor, that 12 megapixel camera sensor you found in the 2, the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, the 6A. When you use that same camera sensor, the reason why it's so good is because, like you said, like a lot of people say, Google's computational photography, processing of images, they have it calibrated for software to work in conjunction with the camera sensor and what it takes to present you a pretty good photo. And over the years, they've changed that up to where it gives you multiple options, right? Like a best take shot type of thing. You snap a photo, there's like 18 different ones you can choose from, and the one that seems the best for you, you can do that. And so for me, like I've always been very interested and very, excited to go out there and take photos of things, and I share it on social media. You guys follow me on like X and on Threads and stuff. You guys see that I post photos, and I tag the phone that I used to take that photo. Thank you very much, Gil. Appreciate it. Like I said, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, and those that are watching in the live stream. We appreciate you guys. You guys are very awesome. Titus, thank you very much again as well. Happy Father's Day to you too as well, and to all the dads. But yeah, I know, and like the sad thing is, and like it is kind of sad. Like if I do like a video like unboxing a Pixel 8a or 24 hours impressions or Pixel 8a versus Pixel 5. Like I know that those videos will get some good decent views, at least 100 views on them. The sad thing is that my photography videos don't get that much views. Like I put up like a video where I took a bunch of photos and video samples with the Pixel 7a. Maybe I'll get like 47 views. But I really want people to kind of see the capabilities of the cameras and what they can do. And so yeah, that's the reason why. Even though I don't get that much views on it, I still make these videos. I still make them. I still, in case someone out there is curious about the comparison between them two, at least they'll get an idea of like how the photos would look from the 7A and how they would look from 6A. What to expect, similar lightings and stuff like that. Hi, babe. My wife is here. But yeah, that's why I do those things, and I post them on TikTok. I post them on Instagram. It's for people to see them and see how these cameras work. I know, I won't say that Samsung doesn't take good photos. They do, and they got a really badass zoom on the S series, right? iPhones take good photos and they take really good video. I know that from my 11 Pro Max. I like the capabilities and what can be done with the Pixels, and coupled that with Lightroom. Shout out to Ultratech for getting me hip to the fact of Lightroom, because I was using Snapseed for a long time if I wanted to edit a video. Videos with pictures. Most pictures that I upload online are raw. I don't edit them. So I'll put in descriptions if I've edited the photo, if I made any changes to lighting, shadows, any of that stuff. If I did it through Snapseed, I will credit what I used to edit the photo. And lately, I'm starting to get into actually, doing a raw comparison of the raw photo capabilities of a phone versus if you touch it up with like Snapseed or Lightroom. And so I'm going to be doing a lot more of that. So you guys can expect those videos to come up. But yeah, so far, it's been really good. It's been really good. Before, like I said, I was only going to be live for like about 30 minutes, so I got things I got to do. I'm sure a lot of you guys got things that you guys got to do, but I'll end it with a story for you guys on how the Pixel 8a came into my possession. So, my wife had ordered the phone. I had no idea that she did. She did it when we were out having dinner together. We were on a dinner date. And she told me that she was paying for Spotify because she shares her Spotify account with me. So I have my own playlist. She has her own. There's no reason I'm paying for two different, music streaming services. So she told me she was paying for Spotify. So I was like, cool. We went to Valle Luna, which is a Mexican restaurant. And so yeah, I had no idea that she ordered the phone. Anyways, so 2 days ago, the phone arrived. It was delivered. And the guy that dropped it off was an Amazon Flex worker, which you guys know, my wife does Amazon Flex, and I go along with her on the rides to help her out and to be her bodyguard and protector. So yeah, the guy's like, with Amazon Flex, if it's like an expensive item in the box, they require a 6-digit access code before you can give the package to the person that's receiving it. So I answered the door because my dogs were going off barking. He's standing there with a box, and at first, I was going to tell him, like, nobody's expecting a package. You might have the wrong address. I was about to send him away. But I decided to ask him, like, oh, can you tell me who the name on the package is for? And he said, my wife's name. I'm like, oh. He's like, yeah, there's a 6-digit access code. And I was like, okay, wait, hold on. And so my oldest daughter, she comes up, she knows what's going on, and she's trying not to ruin the surprise. So she's like, oh, that's the thing that she ordered for X, which is my oldest son, Xavier. And I was like, I didn't think nothing of it. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go text your mom. They need the access code. And so she gets it. She tells the guy, my daughter tells the guy the access code. He hands over the box. And like, I didn't think nothing of it because he was a flex worker. So I was like, oh, how's your flex shift going? And he's like, oh, it's pretty good. I'm like, yeah, my wife does flex and I go with her. So I know these things. I know about the 6-digit access code. And I was like trying to share him stories. Where you going, babe? Oh, okay.
Where's the key pop?
No idea.
We had it last week.
Even I had it last. She was gonna kill me. I had put the keys to the car up. She was gonna kill me right now because I didn't remember where it was. See, I'm losing memory of old age, man. Anyways, so yeah. Sorry, I get the package from the guy because I'm trying to talk story with him, not thinking about, hey, this is weird. A package shows up, and my daughter's like, it's for Xavier. Mom ordered something for Xavier. I'm like, okay, we'll put it on his bed. So they take it to their room. I did nothing of it. So going throughout my day as usual. Later on that afternoon, like my wife was supposed to get off at 4 in the afternoon, but it was like close to 6 o'clock. She wasn't home yet, and I was messaging her. She didn't respond, so I started to freak out that something happened. Finally, she answers. She replies to me, and she's just like, "Oh, she had to stay late, yada yada yada." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So she's like, "I'm on my way home." Oh, I hear her pull up when she gets home. It's like almost close to 7 o'clock. She gets home. My oldest son comes in the room, and he's all like, he puts Velvet, which is my German Shepherd. He's like, "Dad, can I put Velvet in here? Because I'm going to mop the living room floor." I'm like, "Okay, go ahead. Get the dog out of your way." He puts the dog in here, and again, I'm not thinking anything of it. So they open the door, they come in with that gift bag, and like they had, which I drank it already, but they had a green tea in there. They had hot fries, they had Oreos, and a box of Raisinets. That's my favorite snacks. And then I got a card from my wife, and then a card from my kids. I'm like, awesome. I'm like happy. I was totally happy. And they're like, they're going to watch movies with me. They're going to make me a fantastic dinner and everything. I'm like, I'm living on cloud 9 there. So like, I give them all hugs and kisses. They all look at me weird because I'm thinking that's what I got. Because I told my kids, like, I don't want anything extravagant, for Father's Day. You guys don't have to buy me anything. Just spend time with me. That's all I want. I just want you guys to just have the time and spend time with me, Because my son works. He's very busy. My wife, she goes off to her job. She's very busy. So it's hard to have all of us together. So they look at me like I'm weird. And then they're like, "Oh, was that all you really got in the bag?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So I pick the bag up and I shake it and I feel something in there. And I'm digging through the tissue paper, like, what the hell's in here? And at the very bottom, I see the box for the 8A. And I was like, wow, like, you guys got me. You guys got me. I had no idea I was going to get it. So love my wife, love my kids very much. They do all these cool things, So like when I'm ready to go and it's my time to go, I have all these wonderful memories to look back on. Like I said, like the phone itself doesn't matter to me that I got the Pixel 8A. That's not the best gift for Father's Day. The best gift I got was, this whole weekend. They didn't make it just today. They started Father's Day for me on Friday, and we went out to dinner together on Friday. Yesterday, we hung out in the morning, just chilled as a family. My daughters just talked to me about whatever was on their mind. Well, Friday, I took them out I spoiled them. Friday, I spoiled them. My partnership with Helium did pretty good. So I just went and spoiled the hell out of them. Got my son and my youngest daughter some wooden, like handcrafted wooden toy samurai swords. So now they're like running around with that like they're ninjas. And some plush toys and things like that. Bought them some new clothes, and some new shoes and stuff, and we went out to go eat. So, you know, yeah, Helium. It's pretty awesome. Thanks, Helium. And by the way, if you guys want to try out Helium, I do have a promo code in the description. It gives you 1 month free. You try them out. It does me a solid. So shout out to Helium Mobile. Unlimited talk, text, and data to the great, like 30 gigs of high-speed data. But it's 20 bucks a month, right? So cheaper than the $25 plans out there. Plus, you earn crypto on it too for mapping and stuff. You can use that to pay your bill. So Helium is really taking off. They're doing all these events all across the United States. They're going to Chicago on July 18th. I won't be able to go to that. If Helium Mobile comes out here to do an event, I'll definitely attend. But yeah, big shout out to Helium Mobile for being a sponsor of mine. But anyways, yeah. So that was like just the craziest things. What I will leave it to is this. I went beyond 30 minutes, right? So I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. If you guys have questions about the Google Pixel 8a you guys want me to answer in a future review video, please drop them in the comments. Not in the chat, in the comments, because I'll come back and look at the comments to see if there's any new comments. And I will jot down those questions so I at least can present you guys something that gives you guys answers to what you guys want to know. Instead of me just rambling on about the things that I know and how I feel, I would also like to answer your guys' questions too. So very important, drop your questions in the comment section of this live stream or on the other Pixel 8a video that I dropped yesterday. Like, just put your questions there. I'd be more than happy to answer it. Again, big shout outs to all the dads out there. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, including the single moms that have to do both roles. Big shout outs to you guys. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day and just be on the lookout for more videos, more video coverage on the Pixel 8a coming soon, comparisons to the 6a, the 7a, the 5, the 5a, the iPhone 12, the iPhone 11 Pro Max, whatever I decide to compare it to, you guys will definitely get that.